Coronavirus has upended life as we know it, but what has it meant for those trying to date? Lisa Desjardins has that story.
The empty restaurants, theaters, and closed public spaces across the country are meant to keep people safe and apart. That has made dating, the search for being together, just strange.
Someone said to me, like, after the pandemic, I'd love to cook you some spicy food. And I was like, what a weird pickup line.
You're trying to build that foundation without a lot of the same tools and interaction that you would normally have.
I had this grand idea that we'd be sending each other letters or, something romantic.
We've gotten really good at both opening up Netflix or Amazon Prime and starting things at the same and then resyncing them as we go along.
As part of our ongoing coverage of life under this pandemic, we asked some of our viewers to tell us about their experience.
I think dating is just like always sort of miserable, right? Like just as a general rule. It's not.
Aditi Juneja in New York City is looking for a relationship and has noticed something different about online dating during the lockdown.
I'm extremely lazy. So I was very much like, I date in Queens. Like, I'm not going to Brooklyn. Like, you're crazy. And now there's like someone in Staten Island I'm talking to, which I'm like, I don't know if we ever meet, but like, does it matter? No one's going anywhere anyway.
Online dating apps like Tinder have temporarily lifted geographic restrictions and also pushed users to more phone and video dates to encourage social distancing. Juneja says the pandemic has perhaps also forced people to slow down.
It feels also less like people are racing towards some finish line where you're trying to be like, are you the person I'm going to spend my life with? Yes, no, get out of my face. Like, it feels more like I just want some companionship.
I haven't heard anyone say it that way, but that's a perfect analogy.
45-year-old Jeremy Wade in Columbus, Ohio, met someone just as the shelter-in-place orders began. So how do they build a romance now? Virtually, watching the same things at the same time.
I thought about potentially, dancing together. So, putting on the same song and like moving around the room with you, which sounds very awkward and a little nerdy. But what else are you going to do?
Indianapolis paramedic Paul Hess also has been trying to keep the momentum going while apart. After 12 years of being single, in November, the 56-year-old finally met someone through Facebook.
She was everything. She's beautiful, she's smart, she's funny, she's snarky, she's patient with me, and that's very important when you're dealing with me.
Because of his work treating COVID patients, he says last month he realized it would be best to stay away from her and her kids. So now it's just calls and text messages. That's been hard.
You come home just worn out emotionally and physically, and I have to kiss the dog. I mean, he's a great dog, don't get me wrong, but it's just not the same.
Of course, for couples now quarantining together, challenges can come from the other direction, suddenly having too much time together.
Our actual time in the apartment has exponentially increased. For me, it's like, you didn't change the toilet paper roll.
Oh, I don't. Or
Joey Viola and TJ Gaiman have been together for 2.5 years and live in Philadelphia. Despite minor annoyances, they say they've grown stronger through this.
Quarantine has been really good for our relationship. It kind of was like the ultimate test. Like, can we stand each other for this many days and hours, unknowing, like not knowing how long it's going to be, but doing everything together. And there was just this one day, it was a few weeks into it, and I was just like looked at him and was like, I think I'm more in love with you. And I mean that.
Not to negate everything that's happened that's been horrible about this pandemic, but this kind of pause in life has been a really beautiful thing for us.
Many echoed that feeling, that despite all of the frustrations of this moment, it's given them a chance to catch their breath and decide what they want out of life and their relationships.
It's kind of like a big reset. Everybody is checking out their priorities and maybe re-examining where they are in life.
It's not that people are behaving differently. You're actually getting to see like truer, more vulnerable senses of who people are.
If you're in it for the long run, you got to be in it for the long run. It's stay the course and hope that everything turns out good in the end, and finally get to see the people you love again.
Hope for seeing the people they love, and for some, those they are still falling in love with, despite the pandemic. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins in Washington.